morning and welcome to Nigeria Now on your digital first Pan-African News Network, TOS Television, the program which brings you major headlines across national dailies here in Nigeria. My name is Sagir Ibrahim, and with me in the studio is our newspaper analyst, Mr. Felix Aditoubo, who also doubles as a public affairs analyst. Good morning, Mr. Felix.
Good morning.
Yeah, how's the morning?
Yeah,
it's quite a cold morning here in the city.
Very cold.
Yes. Okay, so let's start. We'll start with the Blueprint newspaper. We see from the banner headline there, insecurity. Government storms peace meeting, kill two Imo monarchs. Troops neutralize 50 bandits in Kaduna. 8 terrorists in the northeast. Yesterday the headline was out. 2 monarchs killed during, their meeting in Imo State. And also yesterday we saw about 43 persons were killed in Sokoto State by suspected bandits. So this is just a continuum of the insecurity we've been talking about. Yesterday was the north, today is in the southeast. What do you have to say?
It's quite pathetic what we are facing daily. That of Sokoto, some reported 30, some reported 40, 43. Yesterday too, we saw these 2 monarchs, but what about the people too that were in the meeting, because it was a meeting,
yes.
And suddenly those people came. All these pockets of insecurities, and people are in fear. Nigerians are in fear. And it's time. We've talked about this over and over again, and we still see the same thing. I think the federal government and the police need to really, come out strong and just protect the country from all these insurgents, because that's what I think it is. No matter the name we give to any of this, I still believe it's insurgency, and it has to be just taken head on.
Okay, so yesterday I watched. For now, I've not heard the reaction from the presidency yet, pertaining the killing of the 2 monarchs, But then yesterday I watched in the news and I heard the governor of Imo State, and that's Senator Hope Uzodinma, saying that a thorough investigation will be launched into the matter to ensure that those responsible, are brought to justice, or like he said, to face the full wrath of the law. But some would say this is just the normal that we have all known, where the government will just come out and say we'll do this and we'll do that, and words will not be matched with action. So do you think this is just going to be a repetition of what we've known in the past?
There is no difference, because we've heard this over and over again, and that's what they normally say. I believe that if the police are ready to get to the root of these things, they are well trained enough to be able to get into it. Let's just still leave our hope, at what the governor said yesterday. Let's just be hopeful that very soon those people will be brought to book. But the question is, how many times will this happen? And how many times are we going to be hearing this same narrative, time and over again? So we have to just do what is needful and make Nigerians to be safe.
All right, if you check on the screen, you'd see the Daily Trust newspaper. Residents allege extortion as Mambila Power Project execution drags. How poor visibility review downscaled project to 1,525 megawatts from 3,050. Over 3 billion are budgeted for survey compensation in 11 years. FG to spend 650 million naira on project next year. So the Mambila Power Project has dragged for years. I have been following the matter for like the past 5 years or so. So why are we seeing this drag? It is seeming more like now I've lost it. It's seeming more like the bridge that's being constructed over there in the southeast, and now we are seeing the Mambila Power Project dragging to the
second Niger bridge.
The second and third Niger bridge. Thank you so much. And now we are seeing the same thing happening here in the north with the Mambila Power Project, where it's dragging and the government is spending more and more money. Now they are saying they are going to spend 650 million naira next year, and over 3 billion has been budgeted for survey and compensation in 11 years.
It's like our projects in Nigeria is like Oliver Twist. That's always demanding for more. You understand? And if you remember some years back, the issue of P&ID, if you still remember that case,
yes.
It's just about how to also get our electricity better. Look at this Mambila too. Mambila has been for years and is still taking more. Government has to really be so intentional in carrying out projects, because you can't just be initiating projects that you know that this thing is not going to end, because that is just my problem. You know, I expect a government to start a project and complete it. 4 years should be enough to complete a project, but this Mambila project has been for many years. It's been for many years. This government has taken over. Still, more demand, financial demand is still coming into it.
It's quite interesting, because I read somewhere that the Kainji Dam was actually about $200 million was actually earmarked for the project in, say, the 60s or so, 60s or late 50s. And so far, it was supposed to have around 3 turbines, or was it 6? I can't remember again. 3 turbines or thereabouts. But since then till now, only one is working. That project is yet to be completed, despite the fact that the Kainji Dam is one of the major sources of electricity in Nigeria. It is still a white elephant project. So what do you have to say, you know, to the problem of having successive governments not completing projects of, you know, their predecessors, leaving those projects, abandoning them, forgetting the fact that these projects are going to affect the people more than it's going to affect the administration. Yet they leave this project and start a new one, and we'll see the same happen when a new government comes on board. It abandons the one that they were on and that's not completed, and then goes on doing another one. What do you have to say to
That's
this
the problem when we say that corruption has eaten deep into the fabric of the society. Because you know, when a program is being initiated and that particular government that initiated it could not complete it. Thank God for this administration. At least they are completing the real project,
Yes.
you know, started by the last administration. So I think we just have to. And when we talk of corruption, when we talk of even the National Assembly, the National Assembly, through their oversight, supposed to be looking into all these projects so that we don't just keep wasting money. You know, we budget from since Buhari came on board, from 6 trillion to 8 trillion, 10 trillion. Now I think the 2022 is 2000, is it 22? Yeah, is on 14 trillion, 4 trillion plus,
16 trillion,
16 trillion plus. Sorry. So we just keep having all this money, and we'll still borrow, you know, to service that budget. And we begin to look at it. What they used to tell us, the narrative is that they are borrowing for infrastructure. And this infrastructure, we are not really seeing them.
Not forgetting the fact that the Naira is taking a serious beating from the dollar.
It's a serious one, serious one. We are not seeing, you know, this project. We are not seeing it. So we just have to be so conscious and be so intentional about starting a project and completing it for the benefit of the people.
Okay, I see Mr. Felix is quite passionate about that, but let's move to the Nigerian News Direct newspaper. We'll see on the banner headline there. Security forces kill scores of Boko Haram bandits in Borno, Kaduna. Under the picture of the day there, we see Maulud, Kwara governor tasks Muslims on legacies of Prophet Muhammad. NSAS protest anniversary. Police threaten to shut down protest in Lagos, Ogun, others. So we've seen that. Also, on the Punch newspaper, NSAS anniversary, police occupy Lekki toll gate, others, activists set for protest. Protesters, security agents may clash as youth insist on commemorative rally. Organizers reject indoor anniversary to converge under bridges, hold procession. Police deploy massive operatives in Federal Capital Territory strategic locations. From the top, we see 264 million Nigerians, others undernourished, says the IMF. New amendment empowers INEC to use electronic voting machine, and that's by the Senate. Strike threat, NNPC to rehabilitate 16 roads with 621 billion naira. And finally, DHQ6 nod to crush bandits with Tucano jets, laments U.S. condition. So I don't know if you can, under 30 seconds, just talk about the NSAS memorial.
The NSAS, you know, what the police is trying to do right now is just going against the constitution of the country, according to section 38 and section 40 of the constitution. Also, if you also look at the Police Act 2020 as amended, section 83 sub 4 also let us know that these people, that is the police, as long as an entity, an individual, a group of people, you know, they've taken permission from you, all you have to do is to protect the people. Now, if we go further, in 2006, if you remember, between the case of AMPP versus IG of police, the Federal High Court ruled that police is not the one to determine the people, you know, the rally of people. You understand? What the police has to do is to protect the people. That by not doing that, what the police is trying to do is to take the people back to the time of the colonial government. Now, what I felt was in the mind of the justice, I will read if I can still recollect, is this: if we go back to history, we remember what happened during Aba Women Riot. What caused it? Because the people, I mean, that's the British government, the colonial people then, they tried to suppress the people from asking for what belonged to them, and it was the issue of a tax that really caused it. If you look at the Egba Women Riot too, about taxation, led by Fela's mother, Olufumila Oramson, women were killed, women were tortured just to suppress them by all means. If you also look at the Adubi War also started from all this sort of things. So we just have to be careful with the way we undo things, especially the police, so that we don't go back to the time of colonial era.
All right, we hope we don't go back to the time of the colonial rule. And that's it for Nigeria Now at this time. Remember, Nigeria Now comes to you weekdays on your digital first Pan-African News Network, that's TOS Television. And you can be part of the conversation by connecting with us on our various social media platforms on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at TOS TV Network. You could also watch Nigeria Now via our website at www.tostvnetwork.com and via YouTube at TOS TV Network. Don't forget to like and subscribe. As always, my name is Sakir Ibrahim, and I'll see you tomorrow.